New information now on the interviews with the former Attorney General Pam Bondi and a prison guard who was on duty the night Jeffrey Epstein died as part of this House investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. Our teams, listen, this is like tons of pages of documents here. We've got teams reading in on all of this. Remember, this is when Pam Bondi came in. She testified, answered questions behind closed doors for the Oversight Committee. So far, here's what we know. That Bondi told lawmakers that Epstein's co-conspirator, Ghislaine Maxwell, is a monster who should die in prison. As for who's to blame for the DOJ's much criticized handling of the Epstein files, Bondi told lawmakers she delegated oversight to all things Epstein to guess who? Her second in command at the time, Todd Blanche. We just talked about him 10 minutes ago. He's the guy that President Trump wants now to serve as the permanent Attorney General moving forward if he is confirmed by the Senate. Remember, Bondi is the one who took a ton of heat for how she handled the Epstein files before she was fired by the president. I want to bring in Mel Zanona, who's live for us on Capitol Hill. Okay, Mel, talk us through it. I know, listen, this stuff just dropped 45 minutes ago, not even. What's in this this transcript here, 100-plus pages?
Yeah, we are still digging through all of this. We had a lot dropped on us today. But two things that stood out to me, at least in the Pam Bondi transcript, was who she was and was not willing to talk about. She was more than willing to talk about Todd Blanche. In fact, his name came up 96 times, although some of those were from the questioners. But she repeatedly deferred key questions about how redactions were made and how files were produced on to Todd Blanche, which is a key part of this investigation. And that's also why Democrats came out of that deposition saying we need to hear from Blanche himself. Now, she was not willing to talk about her conversations with President Trump. She was pressed on reports that she had told the president his name does appear in the files. But when asked about that, she said she would not talk about her conversations with Trump. So, again, we're still going through these latest transcripts. There's a lot to dig in here yet, but shedding some light on what investigators have been looking at over these past few weeks.
Mel, the Oversight Committee, we mentioned it's not just Pam Bondi. Can I just ask you this question, though, too? And I don't know if we know the answer to this, so forgive me, but Ghislaine Maxwell was very controversially moved to a different kind of prison. It has been derided by some as like a prison camp, essentially, instead of the higher security prison that she was in previously as she's serving out her sentence. This was much derided by many Epstein survivors that I've spoken with, that I know you and your team have spoken with as well, going, what the heck? Why did this woman get moved? Why was she moved to a prison where she has arguably like a cushier lifestyle now? If, in fact, that's why it's so interesting to hear Pam Bondi say she's a monster who should die in prison. If that's the case, why did they move her?
Yeah, she had said that in the deposition. She also had said that in a hearing publicly earlier this year. Unclear. We're still digging through this, so I'm not sure the exact answer to that, if she was asked about that and what she said. That's certainly something Democrats are very eager to learn about.
Okay, and let me ask you, too, about this, the other new allegations of abuse from a longtime assistant of Jeffrey Epstein's, because that is making some headlines today, too, right, Mel?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Sarah Kellen, a longtime assistant for both Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, she testified in front of the committee, and much of her testimony focused on the abuse she said she suffered at the hands of Epstein, but she also named two new people who she says abused her and that were associates of Epstein. That is Frederick Fekkai, he is a celebrity hairstylist, as well as Philip Levine, the former mayor of Miami Beach. Now, both of these men have denied any allegations of sexual assault through their spokesman, but the Oversight Chair, James Comer, now calling on the DOJ to go ahead and investigate those men as well.
Mel Zanona live for us on the Hill. Thank you very much.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.